The first time I tried to fire up the BMW, it went like this. No, okay. Now nothing happens. Now we enter territory that I have no clue about. After doing some research and speaking with a few people, I most likely know what the problem was. This BMW has an old starter motor version from Bosch. And while it definitely has its advantages over the newer version from Valeo, it turns very, very slowly and requires a lot of energy from the battery to start the engine. The new Valeo starter motor, on the other hand, is a lot more efficient, even though it's smaller and lighter. However, the old and heavy Bosch starter motor has one big advantage, no pun intended, and that is reliability. You see, there are magnets on the inside of this housing, and in the Bosch starter motor, they're actually screwed into the housing, which makes it very, very reliable, compared to the Valeo ones, where they're only glued to the housing. And if you do some research online, you can find a ton of people who complain that some of the magnets got loose and then destroy the whole starter motor. So you basically have to choose between heavy and less efficient, but reliable with the Bosch starter motor, and small and efficient, but a higher risk of having problems down the line with a Valeo starter motor. In my opinion, that's actually not an easy choice, but let me explain why I choose to exchange the old Bosch starter motor for the new Valeo one. And the reason for that is that I really want to keep the small lithium-ion battery from Ultrabat that I can hide nicely underneath the seat. But the problem with this combination is that the starter motor always fries the diode board on the lithium-ion battery, and then it doesn't work anymore. So I hope that installing the more efficient starter motor resolves that problem. So let's quickly do that. I actually have it quite easy because the timing chain cover is already off. I have the air filter out and I can just pop these off. So that is what we're working with. The Bosch starter motor is secured in 3 spots. The screw right here in the front, and then the 2 in the back. If you still have the timing chain cover on, then you can take the front engine cover off and access the screw through this cutout right here. And now we should be able to simply lift this out. There we go. Nice, old one out. So now before installing the new one, we can have a look at the teeth right here. To me, they look fine. And then also give this area a good clean. Now that that's clean, we can put the new starter motor in. That's pretty self-explanatory. That's the only way it can go in. Put the screws back through. Oh, that is interesting. These are threaded. Right, so the screws go in from this side, but first we need to install this cap right here, and then the spring goes on like this. So this screw is easy to install, but the problem that I'm running into on this side is there's not enough room to actually get the 50mm screw in. Maybe you can fit a 45mm, but I don't have that. So the only one that I have is a 40mm. Quick little update from the future. I'm just in the process of installing the timing chain cover, and I noticed that this little bracket right here at the bottom of the starter motor actually hits the timing chain cover. So I quickly had to chop that off, painted the exposed metal so that it's protected. So let's see if it fits now. Oh, nice. So fortunately, it was an easy fix by taking that little part of the bracket off. And that's the new starter motor installed. I'm definitely going to exchange this 40mm bolt for a 45mm one and try to get that in. So apart from that, the only thing that's left to do is to wait until the rebuild is complete and pray that hopefully this one doesn't blow up the battery again. If you want to see how to wire this up and how the BMW actually sounded once I got it to run, then check out the video right here. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.